Today, we're going to talk about enterprise asset management and integrated workplace management solutions in Pakistan. I'm joined by Shams Ladak, CEO of Systech International, and Faisal Ladak, who is an advisor on technology modernization. Okay, so gentlemen, thank you for joining me today. We're here to talk about Pakistan enterprise asset management and integrated workplace management solutions in the country. And let's start by talking a little bit about the nation. I think people know the name of Pakistan about anywhere in the world, but they probably know very little of the country outside of news. So can you tell me more about the nation, its people, geography, the regions? What makes Pakistan special and different?
Faisal, would you start?
Yes, definitely. First of all, thank you, Tracy, for giving us a chance to come here and talk about Pakistan and the other offerings that we have. As far as Pakistan is concerned, first of all, the geography itself, where it's located in the Arabian Ocean area in Asia, South Asia, and one of the strongest upcoming economies in that region. We have a youth, which is like one of the largest percentage of the population out there. And as far as technology is concerned, a lot of investment is encouraged and also supported by the government right now. In fact, one of the companies that I'm sitting on the board, we decided to build a gaming platform with a company which is already working for Apple out there. So there's a lot of talent out there in the technology and a lot of push from the government. And I think a lot of good stuff is coming up in the pipeline.
Yeah.
Shams, what else?
Let me say something again. Of course, that would be in addition to what Faisal only said. Besides not just the IT area, but of course, lately I've been working with some textile industry in the textile manufacturers, and all of the 100%. There are so many textile manufacturers whose 100% items are exported, and they go to. For example, I was working with a company who manufactures socks, different type of socks. And they say they are the largest manufacturer of socks in the world, not just in Pakistan, Asia. They're the largest manufacturer, and they supply their software to big names like Nike and Puma and so many others. Same goes for the sports goods, etc. Footballs and other rackets and balls, etc. There's a city called Sialkot, and they manufacture all sports goods. So again, 100% export, and all big names they supply to. Come back to the other area which Faisal said, that geopolitical location of Pakistan is also very excellent, because the shipping trade route from the Gulf area and towards the Far East area, they pass through this Pakistan, and Karachi and Gwadar are the main ports. They pass through them, and fueling and bunkering, etc. are still they do go on. So geopolitical location is also excellent, and you probably heard about the this road and belt initiative of China. So only because of the geopolitical location of Pakistan, this is happening. So they are building up roads to connect China and to other Central Asian countries via Karachi, and via there's another port near which is called at Port Qasim. So via these two ports, the trade would be going on through these. So that is regarding the because of the location of geographical location of Pakistan.
Yeah, and I've been to Pakistan multiple times when I worked for IBM, and there's such a diversity of people and geography. And the one thing I did find was very well-educated workforce. There's a lot of good, educated, hardworking people, and even inside the U.S., we often reach out for offshore people in Pakistan. I think you have quite a very talented and young workforce,
Yes.
and I always personally have enjoyed a lot with the work I've done with my Pakistani colleagues.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
if I may add here a couple of things, sorry to interrupt you, Tracy.
Sure.
There were recently, I mean, just to share some information about how innovative people have been and there are some opportunities out there, is that one of the largest suppliers of graphic design on the Upwork is from Pakistan. That's one of the largest, freelancing companies out there. Freelancing platform, I should say, Upwork. Also, Daraz is a local, was a local e-commerce company. It is now taken over by Amazon, and one of the other companies for transport, Kareem, is also taken over by Uber. So these innovative people are coming up with the design, providing the platform and the services, and they are actually getting the attention from these larger companies, which are based out of the US.
That's good to know. That's really interesting information. I think Shams, you and I have talked a lot about enterprise asset management, EAM as it's known.
Yes.
And there's been some, there's some EAM customers and users inside of Pakistan, but it seems like that market is still developing.
Yeah.
What does that market look like now, and where does it need to go in the future?
Tracy, let me give you a blunt statement that as far as maintenance management systems is concerned, every company, every manufacturing concerns, powerhouses, facilities, companies like hotels, hospitals, banks, etc., everyone needs a maintenance management system. But when we were selling Maximo, Maximo is price heavy as well. So that was the reason only, because it was not selling very fast. So in fact, as you mentioned earlier in this conversation, that I've been doing, then I looked around and I saw that the basic maintenance management facility features, functionalities are available in much less cost-effective solutions as well. So this has been, although COVID has been giving a lot of breaks for my activities, still then I can see that half the price of Maximo, or maybe one third the price of Maximo, people are accepting it in this country, and that is the price has only been the reason of not grasping the whole market of this thing. People do not use the word EAM, though they do not understand very well, and we have to make them understand. And that we have done a lot of several seminars together in this to create awareness. So, but as if you use the word maintenance management, so everybody understands it, and because in last 20 years or so, in the engineering universities, maintenance management system has been a subject, and then there are should I say, people with good knowledge of maintenance management are delivering as an external faculty to these universities, to engineering universities, these subjects. So the new younger generation who's coming out of the universities or engineering universities now, they do have very good knowledge about maintenance management systems, and they are adapting to it. They are asking me now for maintenance management systems. It's like 20 years now that I've been doing this in Pakistan. I've got around 65 customers now, which is an encouraging figure, in fact, for me. And I can see movement now, and I can see awareness now in the younger engineering generation of our country, that this awareness is there. It is picking up now, and picking up very fast.
That's good to know. So if you were talking, when in Pakistan, if you're talking to somebody about EAM or maintenance management, what are the benefits that you're talking to them about in terms of being in Pakistan? Because I think there's still, I agree with you, the younger generation is more into a lot of these topics, but your decision makers are still, as we would say in the States, a lot of them are still old school. They're not quite up on the technology of the younger generation. So what are some of the benefits that asset management or maintenance management brings?
Yeah, should I say, if there are 5 benefits out of maintenance management, the 90% that I speak about, and it very much hits there, it gets that attraction, is reduction of breakdowns, particularly in the manufacturing concerns. Yes, downtime is of utmost concern, and then even in the hospitals, etc. The largest hospital of Pakistan, I have done an implementation over there, and people, with hospitals, patients and their relatives are not sometimes happy and sometimes not. But as if they go in this particular hospital called the Aga Khan University Hospital, they always come out with a pleasant experience as regards maintenance of infrastructure and facilities and plumbing and maintenance, etc., electrical things, etc. So they are always happy about that. And I always feel proud that I implemented this maintenance management system, which is in fact acting as a backbone of whole of the excellent maintenance that this hospital takes care of. So even I remember that there are around 70,000 equipment which is on preventive maintenance, and that includes not only the wash basin and the roads and sidewalks, but it also includes the landscaping. Every tree has got a number, and every tree is scheduled for preventive maintenance. So this level of preventive maintenance is definitely way far ahead to go for other companies, but at least there is an awareness that yes. So the number one benefit that I speak about is reduction of breakdowns. Number two, of course, reliability of equipment, increasing the life of assets. And then it comes on to the MRO parts, the spare parts. And the consumption would be less, and there would be no stockouts. Buildup of inventory would be again is coming down. So things like that are the. So as you said, surely it is a bit difficult to convince the older generation or the seniors executives who are the decision makers, but jointly this effort comes along. No? So yes, they do understand when I speak about these benefits. No. So
Well, I think, Shams, one of the things you have too is a overall cultural business change in a lot of areas of the world. There's been a past view of we're going to build a building and we're going to have things like HVAC and stuff on this building, and we use this building until things break and we replace the building, or maybe just replace the asset. But now that mentality is coming around to being more about extending the life cycle of things instead of spending money to do something and then 5 years, 10 years later, do it again. You take something you had potentially would have had for 5 years, and you do proper maintenance on it and improvements on it so that it lasts you 10. And I think that mentality change is out there, and we're seeing that in Pakistan as well.
Yes, but a word of caution here that this may not be very true in the government sector of Pakistan, because again they are still not with the frame of mind that they are building so many things. They are building powerhouses and buildings and roads, infrastructure, etc. But still there is lack of awareness of this thing, maintenance management system to maintaining them. Let alone a software, maintaining them is again a concept they have to be educated on. And of course, when they get the maintenance perspective or the frame of mind, then of course they would realize the importance of a maintenance management system. So in the government sector, this is not true. But however, there are so many multinational companies over here like Procter and Gamble and Unilever and Exxon Chemicals and British Petroleum, etc. They are using one or the other maintenance management system, whether they are either it is Oracle or SAP maintenance management, etc. But they are using these systems over here, but not in the industry of the government areas. No? But it's not that may not be true. I do intend to work on this particular subject, create awareness within the government organizations.
Well, I know you and I met with the Port Authority in Karachi once to talk a little bit
Yeah.
about more an IWMS type solution. So,
Mm.
let's switch over to IWMS, Integrated
Yeah.
Workplace Management Solutions. It's
Yeah.
a broader topic than enterprise asset management, where you're
Yes.
talking about development of property and how you plan your facilities out, how you manage your space. There's an
Yeah.
environmental sustainability component. There's can be a maintenance component, capital projects, how you build a building or how you maintain it or renovate buildings. There's a
Yeah.
massive area out there,
Mm.
and that has not seemed to have taken hold as well in
Mm.
the over in the in Pakistan yet. And I know one of the drivers there is a lot of those solutions are really costly. But what
Mm.
is your take on the IWMS market in Pakistan right now?
Yeah, two things. First of all, the name IWMS as a separate breed of software is not very well known over there. They do talk about facilities management, or they do talk about real estate, and then again environmental solutions, etc. But nobody is familiar with the word IWMS, Integrated Workplace Management System. So again, there need to be create an awareness. But all in all, the price of Tririga has been a real deterrent, because I do not take step one only because I know that all my are going to go down the drain. When technically I convince a company to go for such as that, they need this kind of a solution, and they are they opt for it. And when the price stage comes towards the end of the deal, then the price is very, very heavy. So you probably know already there has been a lot of successes in the Middle East area also, which who are better. What should I say? They can afford a heavier solution also. But even I have tried two or three opportunities there in the Dubai area. But big companies are also not very. They are not able to afford this kind of pricing. No? So that the price has been the main deterrent in this thing. This thing. I don't know if you know a competitive or product called Cartegraph. This is also a US based company, Cartegraph. So I saw that. I know the functionality maybe one is to 5 as compared to Tririga, but maybe I've just seen that. I don't know. I've not promoted it as yet in this thing. Maybe. Yeah. So I think price has been a concern. But lately we have. I heard about 2 months back. I heard that now IBM is getting more aggressive on the pricing, on the discounting of Tririga. So just to give you an idea, we were talking with Mizan Bank. I have not exposed the pricing as yet to the Mizan Bank stakeholders, but they gave me a discount from 130. I'm not mentioning the BOQ as yet. 135,000 down to $50,000. So this is more than 50%. So yes, it proves that IBM now realizes that price has been a deterrent, and maybe they would if they give good prices, then of course this can sell. You remember, Tracy, then when we did with Mizan Bank, so of course we did not talk about the pricing, but they thought the features and functionalities are extensive. After that, when I had another session with them on the follow-up, I managed to convince them that two things. That first of all, these people who are in fact managers from the innovation department, they are the influencing department. They were not the decision-making. So I told them that you guys are not going to use the lease management module of Tririga. Bring the lease management guy stakeholders to us, and then when they will see, they will appreciate the depth of the solution. So that they were quite convinced in that. So when technically they go for it, price should not become a deterrent for this thing. Otherwise, though the collection of all those modules, 6 pillars, as you say, or maybe 5 pillars now, so they do not recognize it as an IWMS solution, but separately, yes, separately they would like to. Because, for example, Mizan Bank has asked me for a capital project module, and why they are insisting on it. Because I told them to start with the maintenance management only, but they insisted, no, we want the capital projects also, because bank branches are always getting constructed, new branches are coming up, and then they do not have any control over that. So before a couple of years before COVID, also I got some similar feedback from other banks also. Branches are being developed, coming up, but there is no control, neither physical control or nor monetary control, cost-wise control over there. So they do need these kind of solutions as well.
Well, I think, from my work with you in Pakistan in the past, we've seen the financial sector, banks in particular, as big candidates for what we call IWMS because of a lot of the reasons you just said. And I'm glad to hear you're seeing IBM now with the realization that you can't go in with pricing in Pakistan at the level you can in North America or Europe.
Yeah.
And that's a game changer for IBM there, because it opens a lot of doors up, and it opens further discussions with some of the more cost sensitive sectors as well, because even in manufacturing, a lot of those people work on fairly low margins, and they need tools like an EAM or a good maintenance system, even IWMS, but they have limited budgets to implement. So it's good that I think you're seeing an awareness, number one, that Pakistan is a good market overall.
Yes.
But there's going to have to be some pricing concessions in order to make it realistic for people. That's kind of my impression.
That is absolutely correct. Yeah, they should consider the buying power of the. Maybe initially they should keep low, and down the line, maybe after 3 years, 4 years, they can gradually increase it to, if they call it a standard pricing. That's my suggestion.
Faisal, don't hesitate to interrupt if you have comments to make. I think Shams and I have been kind of monopolizing the conversation so far.
But you guys are expert in EAM, so yeah.
I'm curious, what are, in Pakistan, you have obviously a different culture in some ways. And even within Pakistan, I learned myself from being there, my region, there's Karachi is a different world from Islamabad, for instance.
Yes.
And culturally, you have differences, things that might be success criteria or how you approach an implementation. So my question to you would be, if I'm implementing enterprise asset management, maintenance management, integrated workplace management, what are keys to being successful in a Pakistani company?
Faisal, over to you.
Yes, I think although we have done the initial groundwork to create the awareness of the sophisticated tools, like relatively sophisticated tools out there, but I think some investment has to be done in terms of educating the people who are at the top. As you mentioned, the young crowd is much more aware of these technologies, and they're making good use of it. But I think at the top, there has to be certain, I would say, C-level seminars that would C-level seminars including the younger people in the company together on the one platform, so that they are able to understand what is how these tools can be beneficial and what business value you can achieve over a period of time. So I think that if that communication goes out clearly, I think we'll get a lot of buy-in from the stakeholders. Definitely, that would be the first step out there.
Okay. So talk to me a little bit about the future of Pakistan, the business future of Pakistan. I think personally, I haven't been over for a few years now, but I've even from the outside see a more aggressive business climate. I see a lot of companies that want to do business in Pakistan now. I think it seems like it's a growing market, not only internally, but from an external point of view. So what does the future hold, guys? Pakistan in the next 5 to 10 years, where are we going?
Let me take a stab at this one. If you are not, I think I just want to make sure that people are aware, your audience is aware of the collaboration that is happening between China, Pakistan, and I think it's called CPEC, CPEC, and that they are connecting the Western China to Arabian Ocean. And the only country between Western China and Arabian Ocean is Pakistan. So they have created a huge, large highways connecting China through to Arabian Ocean. At the same time, at the ocean itself, we have created a port called Gwadar, which is much, much deeper port out there. So very, very large ships can come into that area. I don't know the real terminology about the shipping. Shams probably knows more about shipping than I do.
No
So,
problem.
and it's like even deeper than what Dubai port has to offer, which is right across Arabian Ocean, right? So I think what a new entrant into this market should look at what China has to offer in this domain and try to have collaboration with the companies that are operating from China in this region, which is like the western part of Pakistan, especially Balochistan area. I think we should look at those companies, try to collaborate with them, and because they are the ones actually doing the work, eventually they are the ones who are hiring people from the local market. So anything related to infrastructure, engineering, I'm sure that China will be a big player in the market, and we should join hands through local vendors or whatever the case may be with the companies which are operating in China. I think that's, if you ask 5 to 10 years, this is exactly, I think, where I would invest into.
Yeah,
Shams?
and I would look at it from a different angle, that innovation, or I don't know exactly what word to use. Things are becoming more innovative, and business is being supported by the new government. Maybe I should not call it new, the Imran Khan government. They are quite supportive towards the this thing, no? Bringing in business, bringing innovation, bringing automation, bringing computerization in the supporting the all kind of businesses. This is very much there, and then making which you call ease of doing business. They are trying to minimize the formalities and the bureaucratic environment which used to be, because when Pakistan started about 70 years ago, then it was kind of a British, they separated from the British rule, and then there was a lot of this kind of a bureaucratic environment, red tapeism and everything. But and that gradually improved, but not to the speed that it is improving now. So there are so many platforms available now where a common person, common businessman, small and medium business people can approach the should I say complaining authorities, or some authorities, or some watchdog kind of departments of government, where we can now approach and tell them that these are the hurdles that we are facing doing businesses. So there are so making business, doing business here in Pakistan is become easier and easier day by day. Though there is a long way to go, but things are improving. The frame of mind of the new government is also quite different from the previous ones. These are this government headed by Imran Khan. Imran Khan is not a businessman, so he is not looking into his own interest also, although he's got advisors and so many, and advisors are also coming from the same business community who have got big names in Pakistani business. And that is why I as a small businessman, otherwise I've been hearing from others also, that SME sector is being supported a lot, and then this hurdles and formalities also becoming lesser and lesser by the day, and things are improving doing business here in Pakistan. So this I can foresee that things as the business grows, so will be our kind of solution, which are supportive with supporting the businesses. Yes, please.
That's fantastic to hear, actually, because to hear that they're making it easier to do business in Pakistan is certainly important, and they're making it easier for outside companies to come in and do things. I think that's all very important.
Yes, that is correct.
Well, I have one more question for you, and the important one. The food in Pakistan. Now, Shams, as you know, I love the restaurant Kalachi in Karachi. And my favorite restaurant in Pakistan. But I've heard from multiple people that the food capital of Pakistan is Lahore.
Yes, that is correct.
So now tell me about this, because I'm kind of disappointed you didn't take me up there if there's all this good food.
But we didn't get an opportunity to go over there. In fact, I remember just a few months ago when Tim Ricketts was there in Islam, in IBM. He is now left IBM and joined in for EAM. So he was saying the same thing. Shams, you never took me to Lahore. Maybe, I don't know what was the reason. Was it food or not? You know the guy very well, Tim Ricketts. He is again a food lover. So yes, it is there, but you can say Karachi is also not very lagging, not very far behind. We've got so many good eateries, etc. So, but we all are definitely concerned about the hygienicity and everything. So we take special care to go to the cleaner, should I say, joints. There is no regulation of, there's no enforcement of any regulations of the hygienic conditions, etc., etc. But
yeah, but Tracy is very bold. I think you can take him anytime out there to Lahore. And Tracy, you have my rain check on that. Whenever you are in Pakistan, we'll take you to Lahore.
And last time I was in Pakistan, I was riding around on top of the buses with the locals in Karachi. So
I know about that.
I had a great time. I met so many people between, the little bit of Arabic in particular that I know, with Urdu being close, and most of them didn't speak English, but I had a great time with the locals. And my biggest problem with that is I couldn't get hardly away. Everybody wanted to have their picture taken with me. And it was a lot of fun. And I said, I wish I'd had a GoPro when I would climb up on top of a bus, and everybody's mouth just dropped open like, what the heck? So it was great. Looking forward to visiting again.
That was a big risk at that time, because things have gone better now security wise, but at that time it was not very. But so you also, I'm bringing this experience of yours again towards our business angle. Look at the people actually down there. So maybe there is a lot of bad impression spreading around whole of the world about Pakistan, terrorism and etc. Although diminished now, but look at those people, that ground people, the normal generation, the normal people doing normal workforce, should I say. They are very, very what I don't know the word.
Innovative, progressive,
welcoming to the foreigners. Even there is always a tension between India and Pakistan. Even when Indians come, they are also talking very good about the Pakistani people, the normal people that I'm talking about.
To your point, Pakistan, like many other countries too, often makes the Western media just for the things that are newsworthy in their view, that there are things that are negative and things that create excitement, right? But as somebody who has been there multiple times, I found the Pakistanis very warm, and I really have had nothing but a positive experience. And I even, if you remember, Shams, we met with a company that distributed office products, and they gave me this fantastic box of markers and office supplies. I've never forgotten that. It was one of the nicest things that have happened to me traveling. It was such a thoughtful gesture on their part, and it was just. But that's what I've seen in Pakistan. So I think that actually, perception of other countries sometimes is wrong.
This is the real face of Pakistan. The people on the ground are absolutely not concerned about Sunni and Shia and Christian and Hindus or nobody. Everyone is jailed within themselves, and they are working hand in hand together. So this is the real Pakistan, which you have seen it so closely by yourself.
Well, gentlemen, I appreciate your time today. I look forward to talking to you some more. I think we should do another podcast, maybe talking specifically about particular solutions or something. We'll do some follow-ups, but thank you for the time that you gave me this morning, and we'll definitely be following up.
Yeah, I would also like to thank Faisal also, because I asked him on a very short notice, and he agreed, because this is again you both of you guys are personal times, and you must be having so many home chores to be taken care of. Thank you very much, both of you.
No, thank you very much, Rishi. This is a good start. Appreciate this.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, boss.
Thank you.